This is Fan Formula on the 29th of January from a very cold house in Middlesbrough. No jokes. Anyway, first question. Raikkonen stepped back into a Formula 1 car for the first time last week, but what do you make of his return? Are you glad to see the return of the Iceman? If he takes it seriously, I am pleased to see his return. He sort of was a bit different to the rest of the field. Someone once described him as he's sort of born in the wrong era. He should have been in the sort of era with the whole Graham Hill and co, sort of Graham Hill, Jackie Stewart, that sort of era. In many ways they're right. Now if Kimi takes it seriously, then of course I'll be happy to see him return. Because his last year at Ferrari just sort of took the piss really. And, you know, for a drive at the Scuderia, I would kill quite happily if it meant even one season in the Scuderia. I would kill. Whether he'll do any good is another matter entirely. It all depends on what the E20 is going to be like. Question 2. With Charles Pic and Jean-Eric Vergne making their F1 debuts this year, who do you think will triumph as Rookie of 2012? Between those two, Vergne should be better on the whole points and position finishes in the Toro Rosso, assuming they can build on last season's progress. If Virgin can move up the grid a bit more, then Charles Pic will do quite well. But Vergne will win. But Vergne will be the better rookie of the two for being with Toro Rosso, just chiefly because they're a better team at the moment. Question 3. 2012 will see Daniel Ricciardo, Pedro de la Rosa, Bruno Senna, Nico Hülkenberg and Romain Grosjean in their own race seats after taking third driver's roles in 2011. Do you think this holds hope for drivers such as Jerome D'Ambrosio, who couldn't secure a race seat for 2012 and have moved to third driver roles? I'm happy to see all these people take seats. The only person I'm not keen on is Romain Grosjean. I don't know why. I never liked him on his first debut, so maybe it's because I'm English and he's French. That could be a lot of problem, him being a bit of a Frenchist, but certainly Pedro de la Rosa, he's obviously still got the fire in the belly to race, but being in the HRT, I think that would be a better seat for someone who's still a bit too green to be in a midfield team. Whether their comebacks mean other drivers who've been sidelined like D'Ambrosio and Barrichello could come back, I'm not sure. Daniel Ricciardo was going. It was sort of almost known that it was almost certain he was going to come in anyway for this coming season. Pedro, that was actually quite a. I hadn't seen that move coming really, but in many ways HRT do need his experiences to move the thing up the grid. Although if they had a tie-in with McLaren, that would make more sense. But HRT team does not make sense to me at all. Bruno Senna, to be honest, he didn't have a fair crack at the whip. He did pretty well in his first season at HRT, considering that was just a dog of a car. Personally, for Bruno, I would have stuck him in as Robert Kubica's replacement. I would have said, you know, on one hand, I would have said, you know, money. We can put a Senna in a black and gold Lotus and make a lot of money. Let's do it. But also, if Bruno had a lot of backing, you could have put him in and then started work on the next year's car quite early with his extra money. I hope he does well at Williams. Nico Hülkenberg on his return. He was good in the Williams. I think it's a shame that he got sidelined for Pastor Maldonado, really. And Grosjean already covered. Unfortunately, with these third driver roles, it might boil down to money and who has say at the development programs. Like this is where Daniel Ricciardo and Jean-Eric Vergne have come through. come through the Red Bull driver development program. So people who've been sidelined like D'Ambrosio might or might not make a comeback, which this sort of handily segues on to the bonus question, which is if you could see any other driver return to Formula 1, who would you choose and why? Recent F1 drivers, so drivers who could easily come back tomorrow, Rubens Barrichello, end of discussion on that front. I would personally, I would kick Grosjean out of Renault or Lotus, whatever they're calling themselves these days. I would boot Grosjean out and stick Barrichello in there at the moment. But from yesteryear, I wouldn't mind. Actually, everyone's going to want to say, you know, if we could turn back time. Used a horrible Cher reference. If you could turn back time, you would. Most people probably pick Senna, but I agree. Ayrton certainly. I wouldn't mind Graham Hill because he was just. I've seen there was a BBC 4 documentary not long ago, and I saw some of it. He was sort of a bit of a. Well, he was just quite amusing, really. I don't want to say he's a bit of a cad, but. You know, the whole moustache and the whole sort of hello, I'm Graham Hill, sort of posh English. It was just brilliant. Driver's still alive. Maybe Jackie Stewart, because he was really clever and really good and really clever, and he brought a lot to the sport in the ways of safety. Yeah, so recent driver I would bring back Rubens Barrichello. Deceased drivers I would bring back certainly Ayrton and Graham Hill, and drivers who are still alive but not in the sport I'd bring back Jackie Stewart, maybe even John Surtees. Right, that's the end of this. Just a quick notice on the Storm Space production stuff. At the moment we hit a bit of a brick wall. The person who's meant to be helping me do the filming and one of the voices is neither here nor there on the whole, whether he's going to be in the whole thing or not, which is getting a bit annoying. But I still want two voices for females, so drop me a message on here, and I'll hopefully deal with you soon.